Hi, Jose.
Hi.
Hi. uh, so, tell me a little bit about your art, what you're doing right now.
I've been experimenting a lot lately because my school that I work at, they threw me into Makerspace, which is STEM class. So I've been experimenting with a lot of different materials. They also gave me a bunch of equipment, and I was pretty much combining my current interests with that equipment. One being a laser cutter, another being a 3D printer. Also, you got a stencil cutter as well. So there's a lot of design elements that I can use from what I've already have. So I decided to experiment first with cardboard, to get a good feel for the laser cutter. After I experimented a bunch with those, I went out and found some thin pieces of wood, and then I started experimenting with the wood and the design, and I combined 3D elements with the wood, so it wouldn't be just a flat piece of wood. I'm cutting or scoring a drawing onto the wood. So I decided to start layering these so they pop out and has a 3D element to it.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, so tell me a little bit of your background. So, how did you like end up teaching and stuff?
Well, uh, you know, we went to San Jose State together.
That's right. We did.
We, he, I was doing a photography major at first. Then I got into drawing because I found out I could draw fairly well. So I started taking more classes there, and I did a dual degree in studio art as well. And I did the whole freelance thing for a couple of years, along with a main job, and it wasn't really satisfying. Um, but throughout high school, throughout college, I ended up teaching a lot of people because they liked the work I did. They liked the method my methods of drawing and taking photographs and I guess experimenting. So I ended up teaching a lot of people how to do all that stuff throughout high school and through college, and it was fun for me. So a couple years after graduating, come across an ad for a private school. Private schools, you don't need a teaching degree. So I applied, interviewed, I got the job. I was there for like 5 years. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed teaching there. It was fun. Uh, Low stakes. I felt like low stakes, you know. Um, but then my boss, she decided, she didn't want to do the whole private school ownership thing, so she sold it to one of the corporations, one of the charter schools, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then, yeah, they don't really have art program at that level. So I kind of saw the writing on the wall, and I decided, okay, so I can't continue on with this for very long. So I decided to get my teaching credential. I got a temporary license. While I taught, I did my teaching classes, wrote a lot of papers, studied for a lot of tests to get my credential. Right. So I've been doing this for almost 10 years now.
What level students do you have?
Currently, I have 6 through 8.
Okay.
When I started at the private school, it was kindergarten through 8th grade.
And what do you like best?
I kind of you know I do like the little ones. They're funny. I have tons of stories I could tell you about them. Right?
Kids are fun.
Yeah, kids are fun.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, being an art teacher at the elementary school level is like finding a unicorn. There's not many jobs at the elementary level. So my strategy was to take the secondary credential,
Mm-hmm.
which lets me do middle school and high school.
Okay. All right. So then, tell me what is the best thing about what you do. Because I know you do. Because Jose here does a lot of different things. He also works with computers. He's like you know
Renaissance.
a Renaissance guy. Yes, for sure. A lot of different things. He does big murals. He's capable of doing a whole bunch of different things. And yes, we met in San Jose State, 2007.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, 6 or 5.
No, no.
It wasn't that far.
Yes, it was 2007.
I don't think it was that.
Yes,
close.
because I graduated from 2005 from Hartnell, and I took like maybe 2006 at the end of 2006.
Yeah.
But anyways, we've known each other for quite a while. He does websites, does all kinds of stuff like that. But my thing is, out of all of those things that you do, the photography, the painting, the sculpting, the teaching, what is the thing you enjoy the most?
Teaching. Try to teach creativity.
Okay.
I have a lot of students who come to class and say, I'm not an artist, I can't draw. And my question to them is are you willing to learn? Are you willing to try? Because if you don't want to learn, you don't want to try, I can't really help you, because I can't force you to try. I can't force that pen in your hand and for you to move it around. You gotta try. You gotta want to do, want to learn, want to improve. Trying to get them to try.
Yeah. So that's what you like. You like, what I'm hearing from what you're saying is that you like when you spark that interest in them, and that they really understand that they might not be the best at it, but they can do it. Yeah. And if they really want to, they can be better at it.
They can. I teach the basics.
Okay. So tell me, what advice, going off of what you just said right now, what advice would you give someone who wants to do the things that you do, besides just trying or something? Get something else besides that.
Trying is like 80% of the equation. Because
Okay.
if you don't go out and attempt it, you're not gonna learn it. Like I've spent almost 8-10 months now learning 3D modeling. I can make 3D models and then have it printed out in a 3D printer now.
Okay.
So every time I make a model and I look around, I start thinking about how it's gonna work, how it's gonna function, and then when I print it out, maybe it functions the way I intended to, or maybe one or two things need to be adjusted, but willing to try it out and then to learn from your mistakes, and then evolving from there.
Okay. So picking up on that, what has been your biggest obstacle, you would say?
Motivation.
For yourself?
For myself, inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
People think, if you're an artist, you're always coming up with new ideas, and that can be just a period in your life where you're coming up with something new, you're inspired, you're always creating something. But then you have periods where you're pretty much recharging. You're taking in the world, you're taking in literature, you're taking in everything to get that inspiration again, to get that drive to keep on going and to create something new. So constantly trying to find inspiration, trying to find my muse.
Okay. So Jose, what